Welcome to Blueprint Boost for Contractors, the podcast that's your go-to source for unlocking the secrets to successful marketing, gaining valuable insights, and growing your contracting business with less stress. Your host is David Brooks, and he's thrilled to be your guide on this journey. As a seasoned expert in the contracting industry, David understands the challenges you face. That's why each episode is crafted to provide you with actionable strategies and proven blueprints to boost your business to new heights.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast. I'm your host, David Brooks, powered by Contractor Rhino, your go-to source for all your digital marketing and accounting needs in the home service and construction space. For this episode of the podcast, I do have a special guest with us, and I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me. I am Ebony Jennings. I own Jennings Asphalt, contracting and construction, but we do business as just Jennings Asphalt here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Um, Jennings Asphalt originally started in 1984 by my grandfather, John Jennings, out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He primarily did a lot of seal coating and asphalt paving for another company. However, like I said, he started Jennings Asphalt in 1984. I then took over things and rebranded Jennings Asphalt Contracting and Construction, still here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So we've been rocking and rolling since 2021. And we're a construction company, but we specialize primarily in asphalt paving and maintenance.
Great. Glad to have you on. Thanks for the background information.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So coming into the business and taking over, what challenges were there that you had to, and maybe that you've encountered and saying, okay, wow, I really want to change things around in this direction.
You know, so basically what happened in a nutshell, when I originally wanted to rebrand and basically restart and rebrand Jennings Asphalt back in I believe it was like 2009. I went to my uncle and I told him, I said, hey, I really want to start this. I just have a nudge to do this. I don't know a lot about it. And my uncle, though I love him, bless his heart, he just was like, no, asphalt is not for women. That's not a woman's job. It's too hard. Do something else. So I went into basically a lot of feminine roles, throughout my life. I always, worked in an office setting. So I worked as an office manager. I worked as a executive assistant for Milwaukee Public Schools. I even then started studying finance. So I did not start working for Northwestern Mutual. And I was just so unhappy in all the different career roles in my life. And then unfortunately, the pandemic happened. And when the pandemic happened, we were all out of jobs. Some of us were working from home from our, jobs. I had went back to the office management role. And so I was out of work and I did for enroll back into school so I can start another degree. And I just was so unhappy. So I just, I got my contractor's license in the midst of that because I really wanted to do real estate, but I knew I didn't want to be a realtor. So I knew I wanted to, maybe fix on homes. And then this is the honest to God truth, I literally went to sleep. I had a dream of my grandfather. I tell this, I mean, I get interviewed from a lot of people, and this is the real thing. I had a dream. My grandfather, like I said, he passed in 1996, so I have not seen him. He has not come to me in no type of way in over 20 years. And he literally passed a torch to me, and he just vanished out of my dream. And I just took that from, a sign of God for me to go ahead and roll the dice and double down on myself with Jennings Asphalt. Therefore, I had a conversation with my father. And he told me, if you're really serious, because it was, that's a good 10-year gap of when, I initially wanted to to start. And my father told me, if you're serious, you go find Karen Eden. And because my grandfather and her father had, well, they were best friends. They had a great working relationship as well. And so I went under her as her mentee, and her being my mentor and cultivating me and guiding me in this business. And we've been rocking and rolling since then. And it has been ups and downs, but am extremely passionate about um the world of asphalt in every area, from grading to seal coat and crack filling, just some of everything, and I have gotten such a positive feedback. It hasn't been ups and downs, of course, in this industry. It's just it has its ups and downs, but it's everything that it's everything that I was looking for a sign to have. It's my purpose, in this. So I hope that answers your question.
No, it actually answers it very well. No, that's a really great story of, being able to, you had the idea, was it didn't happen right away. Later on down the line, you were able to be determined enough to see it through and talk with your father, get, the right mentor to be able to move forward and keep things moving in the right direction. And like you said, has it been, easy, all peaches and cream? Has everything been good? It's been ups and downs and hurdles, but really being passionate about it is so inspiring because as business owners and people that either own their own business or want to own their own business, the passion has to be there because there's going to be obstacles and different things along the way. Maybe people may tell you like, hey, no, don't do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you will get that. You will get that. And my biggest the biggest thing that I tell people, I know everyone's not spiritual. I definitely am. Is definitely seek their answers from God. God will lead you and guide you. It has it will lead you to your purpose. Some people think that their role is to go ahead to start, businesses, but it's entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Um, and if we're being candid, especially when you're first starting out, I want to say like within like the first 5 years of owning a business, especially in construction, you're going to be in the red. And that was my biggest fear of, being so heavily in debt because construction is a upfront cost. It's not a lot that you can put on the net 30, and it's not a lot that you can get, loans for. They want to see skin in the game big time and not just, oh, well, I bought some tools. No, you got to be able to have your credit in place, and not just your business credit, your personal credit, because you got to personally guarantee, you know, getting dump trucks and getting skid stirs and pavers and rollers, whatever it is, all that heavy equipment. So there's a lot of upfront costs with this. And a lot of people can't stomach those numbers, because you got equipment that's gonna cost more than a house, So I say, yeah, I you really have to be sure that this is what you want to do. I'm not the one that's going to talk someone into not going after their dreams, but I honestly say it's rewarding to me. Is it But it's a battlefield. Is it a battlefield? Yes. Yes, it is. It is a long uphill battle, but it's rewarding. I'm able to get people from my community to come and work for me. So I'm creating jobs, I'm creating a legacy. So those are the things that make it worthwhile. Because you're gonna go months without getting paid. You're gonna go months without being not being able to pay um, you know, for your material sometimes, but you just do it, you keep at it. If this is really what you want to do. Because you'll get over the hump and then it's smooth sailing from there.
Mhm. And that's good information, a good insight and into, the inside of the business because sometimes people just see the outside and they see potentially, where you're at now. But they don't know about the in-betweens and the struggle and the, like you said, the equipment costs more than the house and materials and
Yes.
that 30 there.
Yes, it does. You have a paver that's more than your average home cost, or
Mhm.
you know, uh, or a car, So those are the things that you have to look at because you need those things. It's not like, oh, I can just do without it. No, you're gonna need it. So it's either rent it or own it, and rent it could be a higher ticket than own it too sometimes. So, but like I said, once you get over that hump, you know, it's pretty much smooth sailing from there, and getting the right people and having the right resources can definitely catapult you.
hmm Yeah, but truly a firm believer in the right resources and surrounding yourself with really good people to work with and be a part of your business is vital for success and moving things forward. If you have
Absolutely.
the wrong people in place, wow, more of a hurdle and challenge to overcome.
Yeah.
Now, how do you, really look to yourself because you're the leader of the business, but what kind of things do you like to be able to kind of just always either implement or just live by so that others can see what you're doing and know that, hey, look, she's doing this and this is the way we go about doing business, or this is the mentality to have, or whether it's just personality.
I'll say for me, like my motto that I live by, you're not yet successful until you can make someone else successful. And it doesn't have to, people have their own, you know, analogy of like what success means to them.
Mm.
So it's subjective. Like, but for me, it's how can I make them as successful? Now, you want when you're getting laborers and equipment operators, you want to make sure that you're paying livable wages, you are creating opportunity for people in your community. So you should be creating jobs. You should not just creating jobs, you should be creating careers because this is a career field. This isn't a gig, or something that you would do on the side. This is a industry where you should be working 30, 40 plus years and you're having something to look forward to. You creating a better life for your family when you're working in, the construction industry. Um, and for me, another thing is integrity. I'm so big on integrity. If I don't know everything in this industry, but the thing that separates me from a lot of people is that I'm okay with being a student. I'm the teacher a lot, yes, because I'm the business owner. However, I'm okay with continuously learning, continuously um being innovative, continuously listen to the people that came before me and the ones that they may not be, because the most majority of my guys that work for me, they've been in this industry for 10 plus years. They grew up in it. I didn't have that opportunity at 6 and 7 to go out in the field with my grandfather like most guys did when in this industry. So even though they work for me, they're still teaching me a lot of things as well, especially in the field aspect of asphalt.
I love that that you're the teacher, but you're still willing to be taught, right? You're still learning, you're still in that process, and I think it's something that everybody should try to have if they're coming into a situation that they haven't been around all their life or had the privilege to be able to come in beforehand. So if you're jumping into a trade or a business, or you're taking something over and you're from, a totally different space, and you have people that you're working with, really having been seasoned. I really
Mm-hmm.
think it's truly important to get their information. They can help. Don't limit yourself and figure, well, I'm supposed to know everything because I'm the one leading the company, or, I'm supposed to be looked up to. You can always take bits and pieces and information and a lot of knowledge from different people. So don't look at yourself as above it, but integrate yourself in it so you can get it and then use it to push yourself forward.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And that's why I love my guys on my crew. I plan on taking them with me to World of Asphalt because they know a lot. And like I said, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. No, they're not, mostly equipped to run the day-to-day business of a construction company, but they know the insides and out of the field aspect, And so, um, my guys, they can they can fix equipment, they can make maintenance equipment, so sending equipment out to get fixed by some big company. My guys, they're really, really are skilled and extremely knowledgeable. And I can appreciate that. And they're always looking to learn more, as well. And they're not stuck in their ways. They're not stuck with what they were doing back in the 90s or the early 2000s. They are really, really into being innovative and getting newer equipment and want to challenge themselves to take on bigger jobs as well. So um I think that's really a great aspect to have with your crew. We all learn from each other. I don't feel like I'm above them in the aspect that um I'm more office savvy than they are. I don't we don't look at each other like that. And so I greatly appreciate them so much for um not thinking that I'm supposed to know everything as well. So we're really like a family and we, teach each other.
That's great. Really being able to connect with your team like that, looking at them, as a family, taking them with you, and really just being able to feed off of each other, it really fosters a great working relationship, personal relationship, and it's just, I feel like it creates a positive environment to work in.
Yes, that's
Mhm.
a big thing. A
Mhm.
lot of construction companies don't have that as a
Yes.
positive working
Yes.
environment. They do not, my guys, they could be a little not rowdy, but they're a good bunch of guys. So I appreciate them. And I'm definitely trying to, doing my best to incorporate more women in this field. We don't have a lot of that. And I'm looking more so to incorporate and encourage women to join this industry and not just in the office aspect, like get out in the field. I go out in the field with my guys and it's pretty fun. They learn a lot, do a lot, so
Yeah, it's I love that, encouraging women more to get into the field, into the industry, into the trades. I remember years ago, wow, this is going back maybe 20 years ago, and I was dating someone at the particular time, and she was trying to pick out, what she wanted to do. And she had a list of things where she said, you know what, I really want to be an electrician.
oh
And
wow,
she
okay.
thought I was going to laugh at the idea, and I said, no, go for it. Like, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
literally, like they need electricians, right? Like you're all like it's always going to be a need, and I don't see any woman back then I don't see any woman electricians,
Right.
so I think you definitely will stand out, and like if that's your passion and that's what you want to do, you don't have to be dictated to be in something else, or like you said, in a traditional office setting. And she went for it, and she's doing super well to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Awesome.
like so glad that she took my advice and saw it through. But Yeah, it can be, amazing if that's your passion and or if that piques your interest is definitely
Hmm. Understood, yeah. I love that. I see a lot of women get into trades more and more, and it really, really pulls at my heartstrings because as a woman who basically worked in feminine roles like office management, secretary, executive assistant, I did some finance roles as well at Northwestern Mutual, and I can honestly say this is the most fulfilling career that I've had is working in construction. And so, kudos to them to, looking past what society, you know, says is normal for a woman to do. These are male dominated industries, but women are definitely coming in and they are um making a name for themselves. So I'm extremely proud of any woman getting into a field of trade.
No, I love to be able to see it. Just, having that diversity is really amazing. And like you said, some women have come in and done some remarkable things. I've met a few and it's like, wow, this is really great. And I think that they, some of the ones that I've been able to speak with have truly benefited from being actually in a totally different career before.
Right.
Totally different path, and then bringing such a different and unique perspective and like a really great business acumen and mindset. And it's like, wow, like that is like I wouldn't have thought of that. And it's
Mm-hmm.
but it's because of their exposure and their experience. So you could translate those different life experiences over and be really successful.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Absolutely.
Now, what are your goals for the next 5 years?
So right offhand, I mean, I definitely think 5 years out, but for me, I'm just trying to get to 2025 right now. I'm already so I try to not go so far as business goes, but I would love to start doing some DOT work in the next 5 years. I would love to be um on the highways doing heavy highway work in some capacity. Um it's really a dream right now just because the major players in my industry are already have, the highways tied up because they have the material, which I really do hate that about Wisconsin. The material companies can form their own asphalt companies and they can bid on projects. And it's like, you guys own the material, so you can charge what you want. So it's kind of hard to beat those prices. So it's not so competitive. But my main dream and goal is to be able to do private roads. Ironically, I was just talking to my daughter about doing private roads and how lucrative it is
Mhm.
because we were just driving down a random like side road in Illinois yesterday because we got kind of veered off from the freeway. And I was like, you see all of this? This is, it's a lot of money in this road right here. And so I would love to do that. Along with doing and we're trying to do these in the next 2 years. So it's incorporated my 5 year goal is to do subdivisions.
Mhm.
Those are big contracts as well. So bigger contracts, of course, it brings um bigger checks, but it brings bigger risk,
Yeah.
you know. So I try not to bite off more than I can chew, because it's a lot of moving parts in those contracts. So um, I would say that, that is taking on those bigger projects and expanding my employee base. I would love to have more women to come and work for me. I would love to have more women operators. Um, I don't foresee myself joining the union. So I know that's going to be a much more of a challenge for me, but I'm up for it. I'm up for it, to get more women to come in and join my company.
Those are some good goals. Those are some, really good goals. It's nice to be able to see you thinking about those next steps and, the directions and different things the different direction that you want to go in, things to start looking into some more, and hopefully all those things will start to pan out, and that, yeah, you'll be able to get more women on board, to be able to come and work with you, and that would be a truly beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
All right, so our last question. If I was coming to you, why is Jennings Asphalt the right choice?
Jennings Asphalt is the right choice because we're new and we're innovative. We are you have a lot of diversity within my company. You know, I'm a woman, so I have great attention to detail. I have fingers crossed and knocking on wood, I have never been called back to fix a job ever. So we're gonna get this job done right and on schedule.
I
That's
love it.
not like a lot of construction companies
No,
because
no. I've talked to a few. We got a few callbacks today.
yeah, I've seen it. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna cost you. So we pay great attention to detail, and I'm going to be always forthcoming with you. If it's something that we can do, I want to let you know. If it's something that's out of, my wheelhouse, I'm going to, redirect you to someone else that makes so, we're honest and forthcoming. You don't get that a lot with construction companies. That's why a lot of construction, they bite off more than they can chew, and then you don't see them showing back up. They don't come correct the work. Nope. I'll let you know. Majority of the jobs that or the people that contact us to do the work is right in our wheelhouse. We definitely can get her done for you.
Great. That is excellent. I love it. Ebony, thank you so much for joining the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I
No,
appreciate that.
no problem. No problem at all. Well, everyone, thanks so much to listening to this episode. Make sure you tune into the next one. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Blueprint Boost for Contractors. We hope you found today's insights and strategies valuable for your contracting business. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and please leave us a review. Your feedback helps us bring content that truly matters.